Alright, guys. This video is not going to be about gaming, but I'm going to talk about a theory I have to myself. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a genius, I know that. But it's a theory about how time works, like, how time passes. Not scientist or anything, this is just my own little theory I have. And maybe you're gonna be like, "Oh, he sounds angry." I don't sound angry. I'm not angry. I'm just explaining. It's my way to show emotions, anyways. But my theory of how time works basically is, you. I'm gonna just explain. Some just comes to me this question: why do I do things? When I do that thing, uh, after that time, is it still real? Is it still real or is it fake? What I mean by that is, I think time exists, but it doesn't exist at the same time. If you that makes sense. Let me explain clearer for people who can't really understand what I mean. Imagine you just touch a chair, like, or sit in a chair. Then a few minutes later, you're not sitting on it. But after the seconds that pass that you're not sitting on that chair, did you actually still sit on that chair? Or did you not? Because you did it, but the time passed. So that means, does that action still exist? You might say, yeah, just sit in a chair again, and that will be the action will be existing. But when you get off the chair, it doesn't exist anymore because you went off the chair. For example, someone makes a video like I am, and did they actually record the video after they recorded it, or did they not? Because the time passed, so that action doesn't exist anymore. Look, I'm gonna show you something. A very good example. When we grow up, are we still the same thing that we were when we were born? Is a great question for time, because it's like, hey, are you real? Are you the same thing? You might say, yes, I'm just the same thing, but grew up and blah blah blah. But the thing is that you're not the same thing. I know I'm saying thing a lot, but just listen. Time passed by, so you're not the same living organism or you know thing that you were before. For example, if I get a brand new, I don't know, vase for putting flowers in, and I touch it for the first time, is it still the same object because the time passed by, or is it not? This might sound a lot confusing, but my theory is that time just exists, but does not exist at the same time. What I said earlier, time is really confusing to talk about. Scientists are trying to figure it out, and this is just my personal theory because I've been asking that question a lot. Like, why the actions that I done won't exist after I do them? After I record this video, it will not exist anymore. It will technically exist on the internet, but will it still exist in the form I'm doing it right now? By the way, if you're confused by the Ultra Kill gameplay in the background, is that I could not put anything interesting in the background except a black screen, so I decided to put Ultra Kill. Anyways, but what I mean is that basically time is something that doesn't exist, but at the same time, we say it exists. And it does, but it doesn't. If it's an illusion, it's like an illusion. Because if you drink water, all right, and you stop drinking it, does that water exist anymore? Or is it a new Is it in you? It's in you. I know. It's whatever. I'm not a biologist. I don't know stuff. But does it still exist in the thing and the time you drank it? Does is the water bottle still exist? Is the question, because it's not the same water bottle anymore. If you touched it, it's now a water bottle, but not the same. If you know what I mean. It's very very confusing, and myself I am also confused. But I need to you need to trust me that this is probably a good theory, because what really happens when time passes by? You know, like, if you're wondering to yourself, think hard in your head. You beat a game that you spent a lot of time, but now if you beat it again, with all the things you've done and all the weapons you have, like an ultra kill, for example, did you actually beat it again, or did you not? Or did does beating a game exist? Because beating a game is time passing by. So does that game that you beat really exist, or does it not? It's very confusing if you think about it. But my theory, like I said earlier, time does exist but doesn't. Everything, it's like an illusion. Everything you touch, every feeling you have, it's just time and space. Just, you can't escape. It it's an illusion. You can't go and not do an action every day. Sleeping is even an action. Dreaming is an action. You can't relive a dream except if your brain really, really relives a dream. Now my cat is kind of wants attention right now, but yeah, just think about it. Time is an illusion. It's not real. Nor is it fake. It's just an illusion. I don't know, like, I am very interested in what time could be, because your actions don't exist anymore because of time. It does exist in our brain because we know we did them, but does it really exist? Does it really exist still that we gave money to someone? Does it really exist what we did? And I'm telling some criminals to not take this as, if you're a criminal, you're watching this, don't take this as, or someone who is really dumb, really, really dumb. I'm not telling you to do, oh, you can do whatever you want, it would be real. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, does your actions exist or do they not? Because you did them, but time passed, so they don't anymore. It's confusing, but at the same time makes sense. Anyways, I'm gonna cut off the yapping because it's kind of repetitive at this point, but yeah, it's just a small video about time and how my theory or how it works. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. It's a theory. If you This is really, really, really different from what I do. I'm a kid and I just think of this. All right, don't ask why. But yeah, I hope you have a good day. Maybe if you want like some theories again, like you can like subscribe. I don't know. Like, yeah, just have a good day. I guess. See ya.